Welcome back to another video, and as you can see, I'm outside with the Black Beauty, my 2009 Dodge Challenger RT. And as you can see from the title on this video, I'm going to go ahead and talk about the fact that I'm paying about $625 a month for this, and I want to go ahead and discuss whether or not that's a good deal and what all that $625 covers. So I'm going to hop on the inside and let's go ahead and talk about what I'm paying on this 2009 Dodge Challenger RT. So I'm on the inside, and let's go ahead and talk about what this $625 covers when it comes to this Dodge Challenger RT, and if I think it's worth it. And off top, the biggest expense goes to the car note itself, which was $507. Now I purchased this vehicle a little bit over 2 years ago, and it was 15 grand before any of the extra little bells and whistles that come along with financing. The warranty that I purchased, which was well worth it, was $3,600, and I definitely got more than that out of the time that I've had it. So it's expired now because I'm at 127,000 miles, and the warranty was a 3-year, 36,000 mile warranty. So I'm definitely past that point. But like I said, it was definitely worth getting a warranty because the repair totals without the benefit of also having the free rentals or the rentals covered, whatever. I would say it was definitely about $4,500 in repairs. So considering I only had a $100 deductible, I think I came out on the plus side when you factor in the amount of time that I had rentals and the kind of rentals that I had based off of what I was approved for. So overall total was 18 grand, a little bit over that, so $507 a month on a 4-year term, not so bad. Something that I could handle, but being here in Wisconsin, it did start to kind of hit me, in those winters. Since the car is sitting in a garage for at least 3 months, yeah, I'm saving miles on it, which is going to prolong the life on a vehicle. But at this point in time, do I really want that vehicle that I can't drive year round? And it did kind of start to hit me that $500 a month, what could that money be going towards if I got something that was a year-round vehicle or just something that I paid cash for? So again, $507 a month, big portion of it. The other portion of it goes to insurance, which is $116 a month. And granted, I do have higher limits because my job requires me to drive for basically a living. That's part of it. And so higher limits to cover whatever situations that may come. And I'll also add that I do get some kind of reimbursement from work, since I have those higher limits. But yet and still, different car, what those reimbursements I'm getting from work would kind of potentially be more so money in the pocket as opposed to covering the expenses of those higher limits. But you take 507 and 116, and you're right there at $623 a month. So the question is, for that total, car itself and insurance, do you feel like there's something out there that will be better suited for your money? Or as I kind of feel like with the Monte Carlo, now that that's recently been paid off, what can you do when you have no car note at all? And even though that Monte Carlo is a 2003, imagine putting let's just say the $507 a month. Imagine what you can do with putting $507 a month into a car over, let's just say, the same 2 years, and what that car will look like. And that's the kind of stuff that I've been thinking about when it comes to the Challenger. Now granted, a big part of why I originally purchased the Challenger was it was kind of one of those childhood dreamish kind of cars, not quite the dream car itself, because crazy enough, the 99 to 2002 Camaro, the SS, or even the Z28, that's really where my heart was at, and it still is. I definitely would get one of those. But the Camaro was the quote-unquote dream car at the time, and to a certain degree it still is now. But to get a 2009 Challenger, why would I say no to myself if I kind of worked for the opportunity to be able to get this? And as it stands right now, I'm sitting in it, and I definitely enjoyed it for the amount of time that I've had it. So I definitely don't have any regrets, with the exception of one, which is, aside from the fact that I've always wanted that muscle, sporty kind of car, the flip side to it was I looked at it and said, you know, I'm starting a YouTube channel. I wanted a car that I felt like I can make some good content. I guess that's kind of sort of my own fault for really not being, I would say, confident with building the channel as it kind of slowly, super slowly grew. And as it kind of became stagnant, I became stagnant with, you know, creating the content. And of course, I've definitely seen some channels take off with lesser cars, similar kind of cars. So I definitely look at it and see that I know that I played my part in why the channel didn't grow, which basically the point of me bringing that up is I looked at it and I was like, if I could make enough good content, get the subscriber count up, get the view time up, maybe that little bit of YouTube money that I make could cover the cost of the car. And so $500 a month, $623, you know, that whatever that is total, that wouldn't be such a big deal if there is that outside source of income that really kind of covers the car itself. So, I mean, you're watching this video, you can kind of see if you check real quick, or I can tell you right now, I'm only at, I think, like 165 subscribers. So I'm way away from that 1,000 subscriber count. And the watch hours, I think, for this year, I don't know. I know for sure this past month, I got 4,000 watch minutes. And to even get close to that 240,000 minutes, I'm a ways away again with that. So I'm glad to see that the channel did pick up a nice little boost in subscribers within the last month. And that's in part because of that 2016 Nissan Rogue, which honestly, I believe it picked up more views than the content for this Challenger, which I know the Rogue is, as far as the last time I checked, the second most popular like crossover or small SUV out there. So I can see why that one gets the views that it gets. But I mean, this is a Challenger with the V8, the Hemi. So, you know, I guess I can look at myself and say I should have made just a little bit more interesting content, or at least more consistent content. But either way, I guess I am where I am with it right now. So it's like, what do I do when the option is continue to pay that money? Winter's right around the corner, so it's like it'll be sitting again. It definitely needs some repair work, trunk, radiator fan, you know, a couple other little bits and pieces that need to be taken care of. So it's like, when it boils down to it, I got two other vehicles that are basically paid for, and I can make content with that. And, you know, again, $500, $600 a month that's taken away from this and going to those two vehicles, that'd be pretty good content. And, you know, I can kind of do it without worrying about the vehicles just sitting. And I'm kind of really at that point where I'm 50-50 with, actually, I'm honestly, I'm kind of 80-20 towards keep it, sell it. And that 80 is where it's like sell it, 20% keep it. So the question I have for the audience is, in this situation, would you keep it? Would you sell it? Given all of the factors that I laid out there. Again, $625 a month. I have two other vehicles. For sure, the Monte Carlo is rolling. Still getting little minor things taken care of it, but it definitely drives, no worries for the most part. The Durango is definitely a project, but there's a certain level of excitement with every time I sit in it, and you know, a surprise for the channel, which hopefully definitely gets some views. As at this point, not only do I have one Durango, but I have two of them. So there's definitely going to be some videos to follow with that. Just why do I have two? We'll talk about that. But yeah, that's where I'm at. Like, every time I get in this Challenger and take it for a drive, I realize why I purchased it, why I enjoy it. But every time I kind of walk past it and understand that it will be sitting, it makes me feel like, can I do something better with that money? And is the timing for me to continue to have this vehicle, is it time to move on, or should I continue to, with the path, make more content with it and hope for the best? So this really is a video where I'm kind of asking the audience, you know, just your opinion on if you have a Challenger RT. At this point, when there's so many different models that's a lot faster, a lot fancier, do you still kind of have that same pride and excitement when you're getting yours? And for the most part, to answer that question myself, I definitely do. Like, it's just something when you start it up, you hear that rumble. It's still a fun car. It definitely is going to take off. So, it's not the fastest. It's actually the slowest of the V8s. But, still a lot faster than a lot other, vehicles on the road. So it's like, for the fun factor, you definitely have it. I have it. But is that enough? So I think that's kind of where I'm at with this video, where it's just basically talking about, granted that the channel is not close to where I would be actually getting that ad revenue, and also the fact that another part of this decision that I might be making is centered around the fact that the more I paid attention to the Hellcat, that's kind of sort of where my mind is and where my heart is as far as a Challenger that I would want to own. With the RT that I have, what sticks with me is it's the first muscle car. So if anybody that's owned multiple muscle cars or sports cars, that first one, I'm sure you have some kind of sentimental value that it sticks with you. And if you could have held on to it, if you didn't, like, I'm sure that from the stories I've heard, most people wish that if they didn't have to sell it, they kept it. And I'm sure I might have that regret if I do sell it. But at the same time, if I kind of, focus all my energy and money into creating good content with the other vehicles, once that ad revenue actually starts to kick in, I might be that much closer to the Hellcat. So, I'm just throwing this one out there to the audience. And, I guess just a way of getting some content out there. So, if the next video is I'm selling the Challenger, you kind of know why. So that's basically it for this video. I'm just really looking for some thoughts on, what you would do. Because I'm like I said, I'm leaning 80-20, and that 80% is kind of growing as time progresses, especially considering the more I do to the Monte Carlo, the more confident and comfortable I am driving it. And it's just like, it might be time for a change. So that's really it for this video. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next vehicle. I'm out.